Medvedev and Putin didn't seem very happy to see Obama. There's pictures in the media they keep showing of Medvedev not looking in his direction, Putin as well, today when they were sitting and Obama was speaking. Can you talk about what the tension is and this issue of the U.S. missile defense program in Eastern Europe?
Yes, well, the Russian leadership has been very upset by the United States over the last decade or two, and there are a whole array of issues that upset them. One of them was NATO enlargement, another was the war in Serbia, Yugoslavia, and an array of other issues. And it very much includes this missile defense that the United States is planning to establish in Poland and the Czech Republic, if indeed we go ahead with that, because it's under review now by the Obama administration. The fear there by the Russians is that that capability will erode their nuclear capacity to retaliate against the United States. But you know, what strikes me as I say these things is that I'm speaking as if the Cold War is still going on. Retaliate against the United States, attack the Soviet Union. What amazes me is that these issues are still on the table when, once again, we really have no political quarrel. There's no political or moral or strategic or any foundation for having discussions of this kind at all. Which again brings me back to my question. Why do we insist on being in a relationship at all of mutual assured destruction with the Soviet Union, I'm about to say, as if it existed still, but with Russia? You know, Obama said the Cold War is over. Well, he's the fourth president since 1989 to say the Cold War is over. But that message doesn't seem to reach the strategic brain of the United States. It has no consequence in the nuclear zone. And so these arsenals kind of sail on, as I say, by a kind of blind and stupid momentum of their own.
And the U.S. relationship with Pakistan and India, both now, of course, have nuclear weapons, and Israel, which they'll never confirm or deny, but we know they have more than 200.
Well, the Pakistan-India nuclear face-off, it has a very special significance and an extremely worrisome one, because it's the only nuclear confrontation, it's the first nuclear confrontation to grow up in history that is really entirely unrelated to the Cold War. It's their own quarrel. It's been going on for decades, even for centuries. And so it's an illustration that if the proliferation problem, which is the other great issue that should be on the table here, is not addressed and actually solved, these weapons can sort of seed themselves into any conflict in the world, and very much including the Middle East, where Israel, of course, is already a nuclear power, and Iran may be heading in that direction.
What do you think Obama's real reason for going to Russia was?
Oh, I don't know if he had any single real reason. I do think that the nuclear question is on his mind. I do think that he is serious about that, in spite of my disappointment at this agreement. And if you're talking about nuclear weapons, you have to go to Russia.
I want to ask you to stay with us as we move on to our next segment.